but nothing seems to be happening. I'm not getting what I want. I'm thinking about it all the time, but it's just not coming in. Well, or bad, yeah. Or something bad happens. Like I'm really feeling good today, tomorrow, the next day, I'm feeling good, and out of nowhere, something horrible appears. Well, or nothing, or what I want just doesn't seem to be coming in. Number one, don't put a time frame on things. First off, you're giving me an example of something that hasn't really occurred to you. You're just saying, what if this occurs? Well, first off, it's pretty unlikely that those things could happen. However, let's talk about that, because some people start using this technique today and tomorrow and they go, hey, it's the third day. Don't put a time limit on things. Don't put a time limit, because the universe is doing everything at perfect speed for you to give you the feeling you want that's ultimately to your benefit. So don't put a time frame on things. My friend Herb Cohen, who wrote a book called You Can Negotiate Anything. Nice Jewish guy from Chicago, taught his seminars while smoking a cigar, and he talked like this. And he said, in life and in negotiation, you have to care, but not that much. And that's really the type of attitude you have to have. You have to care, but not that much when it comes to the time. Because once you start putting emphasis on time and trying to make it happen, your doubt starts to come in, you start focusing on what you don't want, and then it really stops the whole process from working anyway. So you're not getting the benefit. So don't worry about the time. Don't worry about how fast it's coming in, because it will. You need to not even care that it's not physically in your life anymore, because you're experiencing it in your mind. And when you're at that point, it'll come in so fast, it'll be ridiculous. As you start using this technique, it will happen faster and faster and faster, because you'll have less and less negative thoughts or doubt or lack of belief, which is going to hinder the process. So these things will come. And keep in mind, sometimes you're focusing on a particular thing. And remember, when you're focusing on a particular thing that you want, you're adding the emotion that that thing is going to give you. And the first thing that's going to start coming in is other thoughts that mimic that emotion. And the next thing that comes in is the experience of circumstances and events, situations and people that allow you to feel that emotion. This is why you don't want to be transmitting hate towards somebody, because if you transmit hate or anger towards somebody else, that's going to come into your life, and you're going to experience situations and events where you feel hate and anger. But if you transmit love toward people, happiness, or if you transmit things that you want that give you great feelings of exhilaration and pleasure, then experiences and situations are going to come into your life that give you that exact same emotion. If you're happy today, tomorrow, all day, you're glee, you're singing, you're dancing, you're feeling great, and you're saying, I don't know how things are going to turn out, but I know they're going to turn out great. I just know, I can feel it. I'm so happy. Things are going to turn out fantastic. I don't know how, but I'm looking for this big win. I know I'm going to get this. I just feel great about getting this promotion, and things are going to work out great for me. And man, I'm getting out of debt, and I don't know how, but I'm using the technique. And a week later, you get not only not the promotion, but you lose your job. And you think, how could that have occurred? Believe me, when you are vibrating, I want that promotion, I want that promotion, I want to get out of debt. What you're vibrating is, I want the feeling of more money, I want more money, maybe more freedom, more responsibility, and I want to get out of debt. And all of a sudden you lose your job. Believe me, the universe got you out of that job so that you're going to get a better job or your own business or a better opportunity. That's how it works. So that's like breaking the leg. It's not bad. What you think is bad isn't. As long as you're feeling good, when something happens, don't look at it as bad. Look at it with anticipation and excitement and go, wow, it's already happening. Something happened. Now, I don't know how this is going to turn out to my advantage, but it obviously is. Something is happening. Because I feel good, this event can't be bad. That's a very important concept. Now, there's one other concept here. When you think things are bad, or you lose your job, or you come down with an illness, you think that's bad. No, because when you have in your life something that you don't think is good, it forces you to really clearly define and focus on what you want. You have the best opportunity to create things in your life when things are not going well. You also have the best opportunity to focus on those things and create more of it, the bad stuff. So anytime something negative happens in your life, take it as an absolute blessing, because it is. Because it focuses and forces you to focus on that which you want. The key here is when something bad happens in your life, something negative, something that you didn't anticipate, something you don't think is good, it's okay to acknowledge it, but don't acknowledge it as bad. The first thing you do is you acknowledge it as what it is. Okay, this happened. But immediately say and believe and feel good when you say it. I don't know why, but this will turn out to my advantage. And I'm going to take this opportunity to now focus on what I want, because I know I don't want this. I don't want more of this. Let me think about what I really want. And it really allows you to clarify your thinking. In relationships, for example, this happens. You're in a relationship with somebody and you're arguing and you're fighting and you're not feeling fulfilled and you're irritated and things just aren't going well and your lover leaves you and you are in desperate pain and so forth. Take that as the best opportunity in the world and say, look, this person left me, and say, okay, now I can clearly define, because now I was in a relationship and I wasn't getting my needs met. So rather than focus on what I wasn't getting from this relationship and how terrible it was and how terrible this person was, let me now clearly figure out, based on my experience with this person, what do I really want now? And now you can really clearly define what kind of person, what kind of personality you want. See, anytime you go through something negative, anytime you taste bitterness, you can define what you want. You go to a buffet and you start taking some food and go, oh, I don't want that. That I don't like. No problem. When you are at a buffet and you taste different things, if you taste something you hate, it's good, because now you know what you don't like. So now you can clearly define what you do want. Life is the same way. Every day, life is going to give you experiences, and that you can determine your preference. Do I want this? Or do I not want this? Do I like this? Do I not like this? Does this make me feel good, or does this make me feel bad? If it makes you feel bad, good. Now you've established that's what I don't want. And when you look at for a moment what you don't want, you can now clearly, more clearly, define and focus what you do want. This allows you to more clearly dial in the proper frequency and transmit it. That's what life is. Life is going to give us a series of things that we don't want that make us feel bad, and a series of events and circumstances that we do want. And it allows us to clarify what we want. And as time goes on, we are more focused on what we want and start transmitting what we want, and we continue to get more and more and more and more and more of what we want. And when something comes in our life, or we observe something that's maybe not even in our life, but in a friend's life, something that we can imagine we wouldn't want, something that doesn't give us a good feeling, it continues to help us clarify what we do want and allows us to focus. So when something bad happens in your life, you should pop the champagne. Because I can tell you this, when something bad happens, the bigger it is bad, the worse it appears. It allows you to really focus and transmit a beam with massive power and massive intensity of what you do want. That's what you take it as an advantage. You are then capable, and really only then capable, of really generating massive power with your vibration and massive intensity of what you want. You can really focus. It's like, I don't want this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick and tired. That's why there's a point where everything changes for somebody. And that's when they get sick and tired of getting sick and tired. That's the point where they stop looking at what they don't want and the bad circumstances and situations in their life. That's the moment that they stop looking at it. They turn their back to it. And now they go, I'm sick of this. This is what I really want. And that's when massive desire is developed. Massive clarity of what you want is developed. And that's when the vibration is thrown out from your brain with massive power and massive intensity, and you focus on it and you're obsessed with it, which means you're thinking about it all the time. And you become and you get what you think about most of the time. Because what you're vibrating most of the time is what is being attracted into your life. Make sense? Good. Any other questions? Okay.
60 seconds, family, 60 seconds. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is live. Grab those pens, grab those papers. We're going to get the call started here in exactly 60 seconds, guys. Send out that last message. Let everybody know that you are on the call, that the call is live, not to miss the call. Every call we have is very powerful, and everybody needs these messages, fam. So take the time, go in those messages, go in those groups, let them know, and we'll start in 60 times, fam. Let's get it, 60 seconds.
What if I'm feeling depressed all the time and I'm having a really hard time feeling good? Well, first off, what that means is you've really developed a lot of neural pathways and a lot of habits of focusing on the things you don't want. And people do this all the time out of habit, because one thought attracts another like thought with a like feeling, and another like thought with another like feeling. So I see people all the time that are virtually little negative and always thinking about the negative all the time. It's their habit and their pattern, which means they have this huge ball of negative energy they're walking around with. And a little thing, a person walks into a meeting and he has a cup of coffee, and he puts the coffee down, and the first thing he says virtually to himself is, now watch me spill this. See, he's instantly thinking about, I'm going to spill the coffee, which he does. See, people are always putting a negative spin on everything because they're always looking at something, and because of habit, they're thinking about what they don't want. They're thinking about what they hope won't happen. See, worry is negative goal setting. Worry is simply thinking about what you don't want to happen. So you have developed that huge pattern. So for you to go from where you're at to complete bliss is an impossible jump. Wherever you are feeling, remember this. Whatever you're feeling, when you're feeling a negative emotion or any emotion, whatever you're feeling, all you want to do is feel a little better. Whatever you're feeling, you want to feel a little better, a little relief. If you're depressed, wouldn't it be better if you felt anger? Because that's a little bit better than depressed. Yeah, I mean, if you're depressed, you actually are feeling better if you're feeling angry. You're kind of moving up on the emotional scale. So your objective is always just to feel a little better. And if you're feeling completely depressed and you're having a hard time feeling good, what do? Well, first, I would start doing all the things on the list that we talked about. Go for a walk, get some sun. Do the Callahan technique.
Oops, that is a little thing right there. But Grand Rising family, hope everybody is having a blessed morning. That is so much better. How is everyone feeling this morning? I am blessed. I am grateful. I am phenomenal. I am vibrating high. I am just so excited, guys. Remember, every day is another day for us to grow and for us to get better. And, every chance I get a chance to jump on these calls and learn and be able to pour into the family is something that I am always forever grateful for. So I'm extremely thankful to be here. I am, feeling good and getting better every single day. I am expecting miracles and I get miracles. Today is Christmas. Everything is always working in our favor. Everything always works in our favor. And I'm just super excited for each and every single one of us. Big happy smiles, because man, is it a great time for us to be happy, for us to be excited. Only a few days away from the summer, only a few days away from Mornings with Nano's 3-year anniversary. And we're at the OG spot, and I'm only here for like 2 weeks. So, I'm enjoying while I'm here. And then I'm out to DR, I'm out to some countries, and I'm about to hit some cities up. So I'm really, really looking excited for the summertime. It's been some time since I've been to the Dominican Republic, so I'm looking forward to that. But overall, I'm feeling really good. I hope everybody's getting themselves ready for the summer, just prepping, putting themselves in a real good position to, win, win, win. And, I've been learning a lot from my book, man, for real, for real. I've been reading The Power of Now, and like I said, it's an incredible read. It was a little bit difficult in the beginning. I don't know why, but now that I've gotten towards the middle of the book, it's really hitting home for me, about like how to just be more present in the moment and just accept the now more and stop trying to, live so much in the future. I feel like that's something that I've done in the past before. I've lived a lot in the future of the things that I've wanted, like the things that I want to live, instead of accepting more of where I'm at right now. And I'm really having breakthroughs, guys. And, I'm glad that this is happening to me now, because it's helping me, just really, really understand the now a lot more. So it was something that I struggled with. It was something that was not my strength. So to find an area in my life where I needed to become stronger in and see that I was lacking it, and now that I get to develop it and become aware of it, it's been game changing for me, guys. So it's been changing the game for me. If you haven't read the book and you struggle with, with being present in the now, that would be a great book to run up. So I appreciate you guys. Um, all right, Hazel, have a great one. Have a great one. But with that being said, let's get started with the call. I have a really, really good call for us today. Let's just spread some gratitude first. What are some things that you guys are grateful for this morning? What is one thing you're grateful for this morning? I am grateful for God. I am grateful for His grace. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter Dadiana. I'm extremely grateful for, just my health as well. That's one thing we always got to be grateful for as well. Your health. Make sure you're always grateful for your health, because without health, we don't have anything. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my team, the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for Katie and my brother Chele, who's here with me right now. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for my mentors, Matt Rosa, Matt Gribby, Jason Brown, Alex Morton, Darwin Lopez, Sean, Sean Murphy, just the best of the best. I'm extremely grateful for the house that I live in, the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the food. I'm grateful for my friends, my day one brothers. Just the time I get to spend with my friends. It's sometimes, something you can't even take for granted. It's just so beautiful. And I'm just extremely grateful for everything that, continues to happen in our lives each and every single day, the breakthroughs that we're having, the growth that we're having. Everything is just unbelievably amazing, guys. So I'm really looking forward to everything that's going on, guys. And I'm really looking forward to today's call, guys. So let's get right into it. I'm excited for it. I know that you guys are looking forward to today's call as well. Today, we're going to be talking about reaching your full potential. All right. I think it's important that a lot of you guys understand that, reaching your full potential is something that we got to work towards this summer. If you really want to accomplish the dreams and the goals that you set out, I know that this is something that we all need to know about. So I'm excited about it. So let's put that at the top of your page. And today's topic is going to be 7 skills that help you reach your full potential. Okay, I'm going to go over 7 skills that are going to help you reach your full potential. Now, why did I decide to do this topic? Well, yesterday I was having a conversation with Katie, and we were just talking about potential in general. And we were just talking about how there's just so many people not living up to their true potential, not living up to what they're truly capable of, right? And there's just so many of us that we have so much potential, we have so much that we can do, we have so much skill, so much desire, but we're not living up to that potential. We know that there's just so much more that can come from us, right? And there's just so many people just playing around with that potential, taking it for granted. And right now is not the time to be playing around with potential. Right now is the time, okay? Right now is the time for you to actually live up to that potential. Right now is the time for you to put yourself in the position to really elevate yourself, okay? Live up to that potential, get what you deserve, and start helping others do the exact same. Okay. Now, I want all of us to be honest on the call, right? Who feels like they have more in the tank when it comes to reaching their potential? Put a 1 in the chat box if you feel like you have more in the tank. Like, yo, you know what, Nano? I'm doing good, but I know I have more in the tank. I know I'm capable of more. I know that this is not my full potential right now. I know this is not your full potential either. I know this is not my full potential either as well. Okay. So we need to really sit down, all right, and understand. Let me just right here. I know we got to sit down and understand that we got to start finding ways to reach our full potential, because this is something I learned very early on, and I want you guys to hear this out. This is crazy statistic, right? People only reach 10% of the potential that they actually have in life. People only 10% of the potential that they actually have in life. So think about it. People go through their whole life. I say this on my podcast all the time. People go through their whole lives, all right, only tapping into 10% of the potential that they actually have, leaving 90% untouched. Think about that, leaving 90% of their potential untouched. I know we personally know people that has so much potential to build the business that we are a part of. We have so many individuals that we know that if they did this business, and if they did the business that you are a part of, they would absolutely kill it. But because they're not tapping into their full potential, they're not tapping into what they really are about, they haven't been able to do so. Yeah, there you go. That's a fact, Drew. There it is. People go through their whole lives only tapping into 10%. How much you think you tapping into? If I really sit down and think with you guys right here, I don't even think I'm tapping into, I think I'm maybe at like 60, 70%, to be 100% honest with you guys. I don't even think I've tapped into 100% of my potential. I've tapped into it for sure. I think I just got above like 50%, to be honest. But there's so much more I could do. Like the same way I do these calls in English, family, I could do these exact same calls in Spanish, but I still have not tapped into that. Right? I know that there's so much more that Nano can do. So much more. I know that there's so much more that Tiara can do, that Patricia can do, that Manuela can do, that Victor can do, that Giovanni can do, Swaggy K, Chelsea, right? I know that there's so much more that each and every single one of you guys can do. I know that for a fact. every single one of us on this call, the 500 plus on this call, there is so much more that we can all do. But we are playing around with our potential. And I want you guys to understand this. If you are playing around with your potential, you're playing around with your family, you're playing around with your future, you're playing around with your kids, and everything else that is depending on you to be your best self. We shouldn't be playing around with this at all. And this conversation is not just for you. This conversation is for me as well. We shouldn't be playing around with our potential at all, because we got people depending on us. We got people that are looking to us to be examples for them. So we got to sit down and think about it like, yo, why are we playing around with our potential so much? These are conversations that you may need to have on your own. These are conversations that you may need to have in your journal. Why am I playing so much with my potential? Why am I playing around with my potential? Why am I putting my family's future at risk by playing around with my potential? I'm putting my kids' future. I'm putting my own future by playing around. I'm playing small. Some of us are playing so small compared to what we really are. Think about how big we are, but think about how small we're actually playing. Don't let that go over your head right there. Think about how big we are and think about how small we are playing. Think about all the things we can do. Remember, guys, we can be, do, or have anything we want in life. We can be, do, or have anything that we want in life. We can do that. And if we can be, do, or have anything that we want in life, why are we playing so small? Why are we just doing the minimum? We just wake up when we want. We just read when we can. We write our goals if we remember. We work out if we start to feel fat and we start to feel like we're gaining weight. That's when I start to work out. I'll be like, man, Nano, you're getting a little gut, bro. You gotta start working out, bro. Why does it have to take for Nano to start getting a little gut for Nano to start working out? You see the mindset that we have. I don't want you guys to think that I'm calling you out. I'm calling myself out too here, okay? Why does it take that for me to start working out? Why am I not already doing it and becoming that best version of me? So why are we playing small? These are things that we all have to realize and we all have to change. Okay? Are we better in certain areas than we are in others? Of course, right? There's certain areas in my life where I am living up to my potential, but there's certain areas in my life that I'm not. But it shouldn't be that way. You should be living up to your potential in all areas of your life. Okay? Because though in one area that you lack, that affects the other areas. Okay? Yes, I might be great here, but if I'm not as great here, the fact that I'm not as great here, this is going to affect other areas as well, because that's how it works. So you got to remember that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I wanted to talk about the 7 skills that are going to help you reach your full potential. Okay? 7 skills. 7 skills. So I want you guys to write these down. Number 7. There's 7 skills. Let's go through number 1. Okay? The first skill that you got to develop in order for you to reach your full potential is self-awareness. Okay? Self-awareness is the ability for you to be aware of your thoughts and everything that happens in your life. That is what self-awareness is, and in a shorter retrospect, right? It's just being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your environment, being aware of everything that has to do with self. Okay, this is so important. Okay, you got to become aware of what's going on up here first. Okay, this is the first skill you got to develop. Okay, is developing that self-awareness. Okay, and if you want to look up the dictionary for self-awareness, we can also do that. Okay, let's see what it says for us here. Self-awareness definition, right? Conscious knowledge of one's character, feelings, motives, and desires. If you want to know the dictionary definition of self-awareness, it is conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, and desires. Okay, this is what it is right here. I just put it in the chat box. Conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. Okay, this is the first thing that we need to become aware of right here. Conscious knowledge of our own character. Okay, what determines your character? Okay, many things: your feelings, motives, and your desires. Your character is who you are when no one's watching. Your feelings, we talk about this. We did a whole training on feelings, and what do we always say? The feeling is what? The secret. Your motives, what is it that keeps you motivated? What keeps you going? Your desires, what do you want? Before you can develop your full potential, you got to understand this first. Self-awareness is so important, family. Everyone here needs to be aware of that. You got to be aware of those things. How are your feelings? How do you feel today? How are you feeling at this very moment right now? How have you been feeling the month of June? Forget about what happened January through May. How have you been feeling just in the month of June? How have you been feeling? What has been your feelings this month? We need to know that. What have been your feelings this month? What has kept you going this month? What are your desires? What do you want to accomplish this summer? Remember, we're talking about reaching our full potential. We are reaching our full potential. How do we plan on doing that though? We need to be conscious of our character, right? Millionaire Maker put it in the chat box for us. He said, character is following through a decision long after the moment of excitement and emotion has passed. Look at that. Your character. What are your feelings like? Your motives and your desires. Does it take a mornings with Nano call for you to get motivated, or are you self-motivated? Does it take for you to jump on a training call and hear from one of your mentors for you to get motivated, or can you motivate yourself to keep going? Do you know what your desires are? Are you clear on them? Are you writing them down daily? You see, guys, the way I was able to tap into a lot of my potential, all right, when I was only operating on like 5-10% of it, was I started to become aware of these things. Now, yes, there's still areas in my life that I can be a lot better in. Absolutely. Have I tapped into a good majority of my potential? Absolutely, I have. I definitely have, because I wouldn't have been where I'm at today if it wasn't for me tapping into more of my potential. But I understood developing my self-awareness, number one. Okay. And this is something that's worked on daily. Because think about it. Think about it again, one more time. Think about what self-awareness actually is. It's your conscious knowledge of your character, of your feelings, of your motives, and your desires. This is something that happens every day. Character is tested every day. Feelings are things that you have every day. Motives, things that motivate you, is every day. And your desires is something that you have to keep in the front end of your mind every single day. So this is something that's developed through the day. So you have to be consciously aware of these things every single day. That's number one. If you want to reach your full potential, if you really want to tap into it, you got to have self-awareness. Okay, that's number one. All right. Number two, if you want to reach your full potential, okay, is you got to develop the skill of leadership. Okay, you have to develop the skill of leadership. Now, why do you have to develop the skill of leadership? Because remember, guys, in order for you to help others, you got to learn how to help yourself. That's why they have the quote, before you can lead others, you got to learn how to lead yourself. Okay. Remember, the reason why you want to reach your full potential is that so that you can inspire the next person to do the exact same. Yes, Nano may have not reached his 100% potential yet, but because I've tapped into 50 to 60% of my potential, I've inspired others to do the exact same. I've inspired others to do a lot of the things that I've done. And they do it their own way, and they do it even sometimes even better than me. But I've developed the skill of leadership because I understood that at the end of the day, I'm not reaching my full potential for me. You reach your full potential for the next person. You reach your full potential because that's what your purpose on life here is to become the best version of yourself so that then you can help others do the exact same. No one is reaching their full potential just for them. You reach your full potential for what you can do for the next person and how you inspire the next person. That's what you do it for. So that's why you got to develop the skill of leadership that you have in your mind. Yo, I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this to be an inspiration for my family, be an inspiration for the leaders in my organization, be an inspiration for those people who are out there watching me. Remember what we said yesterday, we are all leaders. We are all wolves. Every single one of us on this call, we are our own wolves. Understand that. Okay? We are our own wolves. We are the own leaders of our lives. We don't do things just for us. We do things for what we can do for other people as well. So one of the skills you got to develop is leadership. Now, Nano, how do I develop leadership? Well, I'm going to give you guys a few books that you guys should add to your library if you don't have them. Okay. I want you guys to write these books down. I'm going to give you guys some really good, I'm going to give you guys 5 leadership books that have helped me become a great leader and an even better leader coming up because I got to reread them again. Okay. Number 1, okay, is How Successful People Lead by John C. Maxwell. How successful people lead is number 1. All right. Number 2, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. Developing the Leader Within You 2.0 by John C. Maxwell as well. Okay. Number 3, Developing the Leaders Around You. Number 3. Okay. Number 4, The Leader's Greatest Return. Probably one of my favorite all-time books. All of them by John C. Maxwell. You guys want to develop yourselves into great leaders? These are the books you guys have to read. Okay. And then number 5 is The 5 Levels of Leadership. So it's number 1, How Successful People Lead. Number 2, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. Number 3 is Developing the Leaders Around You. Number 4 is The Leader's Greatest Return. And number 5 is The 5 Levels of Leadership, all by John C. Maxwell. Read it in that order. If I were to say an order, I could say you could read at least the first 3 in order, or the first 2 for sure. How Successful People Lead, you should read that one first. Then Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, that should be second. Yeah, you should read it in that order, as a matter of fact. Read it in that order. Why not? There's so many more, though. There's so many more that I haven't read. There's literally so many more that I have not read. But look, like the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, that's a great book, but I haven't read it yet. I know it's a great book because I've heard so many people talk to me about it. So I won't tell you guys to read something I haven't read. I've read Leadership as well, great book as well. But you got to develop the skill of leadership, guys. And it's so important that we understand that. Okay. Really, really good, because we have to be the example for others. We have to be extremely, extremely ready for this. Brianna, join YouTube. Look up Mornings with Nano on YouTube. If anybody on Instagram actually wants to join the actual call, just go to YouTube and just type Mornings with Nano, and it should be able to come up, and you'll see that I'm live right there. Just go to YouTube and you can find it live there. All right. So that was skill number 2. You got to develop the skill of leadership. Okay. You got to be willing to lead the way for other people. Okay. You got to be able to lead the way for other people. All right. So skill number 3 that you must develop to fulfill your full potential, all right, is the skill of writing. It's number 3. You have to develop the skill of writing. You really want to reach your full potential, you got to develop the skill of writing, family. Because remember this, better writing leads to better thinking, and better thinking leads to better communication, and better communication leads to better results in your career. Write that one down. Okay. Better writing leads to better thinking. Better thinking leads to better communication. Better communication leads to better results in your career. Think about that. If you want to reach your full potential, I tell you guys, this is why I started to journal years ago. I started journaling 3 years ago because I've learned these things. If I wanted to reach my full potential, I had to write. People didn't understand. People thought me journaling was corny. People thought that, journaling was something that, only certain kind of people did. And that people would make fun of me, like, bro, you writing in your diary today? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm actually journaling my dreams, my aspirations, my feelings, my goals, what I'm grateful for. You got to know this stuff, right? Better writing leads to better thinking. Better thinking leads to better communication, and better communication leads to better results in your career. You got to understand that. How many of you guys are actually journaling at least 4 or 5 times a week? I'm not going to say every day, but how many of us are actually journaling at least 4 or 5 times out of the week? You want to reach your full potential, but are you actually journaling? Have you even bought a journal and actually gave it a try? Have you actually even bought a journal and was like, you know what? I've never journaled. I hear Nano talking about it all the time on Mornings with Nano. Let me actually buy this journal and let me actually start writing. Or how many of you are actually like, well, I've never done it before. I don't know I don't know how to write. I don't like my handwriting. I don't know where to start. Or are you just making excuses? Family, just start writing. That's how I am. Yo, my mentor told me, you just got to tell me things of once. Actually, I'll be lying if I said that, because it took my mentor to say it a few times after it finally hit me. But I've gotten to the point now where I've missed out on so many great opportunities because I would hear my mentor say things and I wouldn't take action on them right away. And I realized that I've missed out on so many opportunities because of that mindset that I had. Okay. I had a mindset where if my mentor would tell me to do something, it'll take me weeks, sometimes months before I actually applied it. And what I started to do, I was like, okay, you tell me to read that book, I'm buying the book right now. I have books that I bought in 2021 while I was on a call that I still haven't read because they said, "Yo, this book changed my life," and I bought it and I just added it to the collection and now I have it to read. That was the same thing with all the books that I've currently read, right? I've read The Purpose Driven Life, I read The Power of Now, The Power of Awareness. All these books were all great recommendations that I had that I was like, "You know what? But you're right, let's buy it." Whatever your mentors tell you to do, remember, guys, I will never tell you guys to do something, okay, that I'm not doing myself. And I will never tell you guys to do something that I haven't seen that worked for me. Okay. The reason why I tell you guys to write in your journal, create a journal for yourself, is because I've seen what it has done for me personally. And if I tell you guys right now, one of the reasons why I've been able to accomplish a lot of what I've accomplished is because of that ability to do what is required of me. Whatever my mentors tell me to do, I do it. I posted a little post yesterday in my story where I said that mentors are cheat codes. It's a cheat code. Like I have somebody that already has the results. They're telling me what to do. I'm going to do exactly what they tell me to do until I find out that they're lying. That's what Bob Proctor says. He says, you do exactly what I tell you to do until you find out that I'm lying. That sticks with me in my head every time because I hear that audio so many times. He says, guys, I need you guys to do exactly what I tell you to do until you find out that me, Bob Proctor, is lying. Until then, you do exactly what I tell you to do. You don't question it. You don't ask anything. You just do it. That's it. Done. Just do it. Don't question anything. Just do it. I tell you to buy a book, buy the book. I tell you to read. I tell you to write in your journal, write in your journal. I tell you to go sit outside and meditate for an hour a day. You go outside and you meditate for an hour a day. You do exactly what I tell you to do until you find out that I am lying to you. And that's it. If everybody would just follow that simple advice, so many more people would be winning. So many more people would have the success that they want if they would just follow something as simple as that. But remember, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's the thing. It's easy to pick up a book and read. It's easy to jump on this call, hear me talk about a journal and buy the journal, but it's also easy not to do it as well. It's easy to hear me say it and be like, it sounds good, but nah, I'm not gonna buy that journal. I don't need it right now. Well, that's more time now that is gonna take you to reach your full potential. And guess what? So many of us need it right now. So we don't have that time. We don't have that luxury, guys. Nano doesn't have that luxury. I don't have that luxury. I don't have that luxury right now. I can't just be like, oh, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm not gonna do it right now. So you gotta learn about the importance of writing. Because understand, when you get good at writing, that's going to help you become good at other things. And look at this. When you become a better writer, you can easily express yourself and start making connections that will improve your career in ways that you never imagined. When you become a better writer, when you become better at writing, you can easily express your feelings and you can start making better connections up here. You don't know how many breakthroughs I've had while writing. You don't know how many breakthroughs I've had while I've been writing in my journal. I I'm on my 7th journal, finishing it up. I'm literally on my last few pages of it. I'm about to start my 8th journal of my life. Back from front page to back page, filled with feelings, emotions, goals, affirmations, gratitude, you name it is there. And one of the skills that have helped me unlock one of my full potential, not yet my full potential, but have helped me unlock more of my potential, has been writing. Absolutely, 1,000%. Okay, so that's number 3 skill you got to develop. I'm giving you guys the skills. I'm not even telling you guys just, oh, develop your full potential. No, I'm telling you the skills you got to develop, what you need to work on to develop that full potential. This is even better. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4. Okay, number 4, the 4th skill you need to develop and that you need in order for you to reach your full potential. Number 4 is mindfulness. Mindfulness. Okay. What is mindfulness? Okay. And when I'm talking about mindfulness, I'm not just talking about just meditation. Okay. Mindfulness is being calm and a mindful person, a person who's in control of their thoughts and emotion, a person who's solid as a rock, a person who others can rely on. Okay. You gotta know how to have that emotional intelligence, that real good, calm, and mindful person that you don't just allow anything to affect you. Mindfulness is so key. Gotta be mindful. Gotta be able to be in control. Okay. I remember the other day I was having a conversation with my brother KD. Um, and he was just asking me, he was like, bro, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Like, how do you just stay so calm, like during everything? Like, it doesn't matter, you're just always so calm. You never allow the moment to get bigger than you. You're just always so control of every moment, every situation. You never go out of character. Like, how do you do it? I'm like, bro, this is years of practice, bro. So years of practice, KD. It wasn't always easy. Trust me, I wasn't always this mindful. I wasn't always this emotional intelligent. But because of the experiences that I've had in life, year after year, situation after situation, I've been able to develop that. I've been able to develop that mindfulness, years of meditation, years of being in control of my mind, of knowing the difference between reacting versus responding, right? There's just I'm just, it doesn't matter what's going on. I don't ever allow the situation of my life that's happening at the moment to be bigger than what I got to take care of. Some of you guys don't understand some of the situations that have happened in my life that most people put in the situations would fold, would really, really stop what they're doing. But still, no matter what, I still show up every day on Mornings with Nano. I still show up for my organization. I still run the opportunity calls. I still run the trainings for my team. I still make sure that I'm there because guess what? There's nothing that's ever bigger than my purpose. I never allow anything to be bigger than the purpose that I have, which is to serve. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter that inflation is going on. It doesn't matter that there's a recession coming. It doesn't matter that this is here, that is there, COVID, wars, this. I never allow anything to stop me from my purpose. Never. Because if I ever allow those situations on the outside to stop me from my purpose, then I'm really not passionate about my purpose. And my purpose on earth is to serve God's assignment for me. And I would be a bad son and I would be a bad servant of God's word if I allow what's happening on the outside to stop me from fulfilling my purpose. And I'm aware of that. That's called the self-awareness right there. That's called emotional intelligence right there. How am I going to allow the outside circumstances to stop me from fulfilling my purpose on earth? How can I allow that? None of us should ever allow that. That's why every day I show up. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life, I will always be on this call. It doesn't matter if I was crying in tears right before the call, I will wipe them things off and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to flip the switch and jump on this call and make sure that I'm fulfilling my purpose, because that's what it's all about. It's about being able to be mindful of the situations that you're in and never allowing your thoughts and your emotions to take control of you. You need to be in control of your thoughts, of your emotions. I know how to switch myself on right away, on and off. I know when I'm feeling off, I'm like, man, I'm super off right now. I know exactly what I got to do to turn myself back on. I know how to get myself out of my own slumps. I know when my thoughts are taking control, I realize that I'm like, okay, boom. Okay, so I've been thinking this. Okay, dope. Let me switch that whole story around now. All right. Let me switch that whole story around now. I could sit there and realize, okay, okay. Uh, uh I can sit there and realize when I've been thinking negative for some time and then turn it around and be like, okay, let me tell myself a completely different story. One of the things I told all my leaders yesterday, we were on a call. We do leadership calls every Monday from my top leaders in the organization. I asked all of them, okay, I told all of them, I need you guys to write a letter to yourself as to what your summer is going to be like. I want you to create that letter now. Right before the summer comes, I want you to write a letter to yourself as to what your summer is going to be like. Create your summer in paper. Remember, you first create it on paper and then you live the reality of it. How do you want your summer to go? Like, I want you to write this letter like if it was September 21st, the end of the summer. From June 21st to September 21st, what are you going to do? How is your life going to go? What habits are you going to apply? Write it in the perspective that you already did it. So write it from the perspective of September 21st, from beginning of summer to end of summer. Write it in the perspective of September 21st. Think with the end in mind. I'm writing to you, Nano, on September 21st, 2022. Bro, I am so thankful for you, bro. You have done some incredible things this summer. You've been consistent for the last 90 days. You woke up early at 6 a.m. every day. You've read over, 5 books this summer. You wrote in your journal. You built a team of over 200 plus people. You tapped into your full potential. You built a better relationship with God. Like, talk about the things that you want to accomplish this summer and write it in the perspective that you already accomplished it. My brother Gustavo on the call. Let's get it. Another book, as a matter of fact, for the leaders, for the leadership part of it, is The Leader Who Had No Title by Robin Sharma. Put that book down. As a matter of fact, that actually should be the first book you read because it's a really good story. You actually love that book, as a matter of fact. I know I said how successful people lead should be number one. You should read The Leader's Greatest Return first. Sorry, not my bad. The Leader Who Had No Title first, and then go by that. Trust me, that book is so game changing for real. But you got to develop the mindfulness, family. You got to develop the mindfulness. You got to develop it. And it's something actually that I'm working on. My mindfulness is something that I'm working on as well. Because mindfulness also, is about being mindful of the present moment. Being mindful of this moment right here. You got to be mindful. So that's number 4. All right. Number 5, skill that you got to develop in order for you to reach your full potential. Number 5 is productivity. Okay. You got to develop the skill of productivity. Are you having productive days every single day? You got to be productive. And let me tell you guys something. There's a difference between being active and there's a difference between being productive. Let me ask you guys a question. Is this call Mornings with Nano? Is Mornings with Nano an active call or a productive call? Type it in the chat box. Is this an active call or is this a productive call? I want to see if you guys know the difference. Is this is active or productive? Let me see. Some people say both. Some people say active. Some people say productive. I can see why you guys are saying productive, but this is an active call. Okay. Mornings with Nano is an active call. Okay. It's not productive. Now, Nano, why do you say it's not productive? Because this call doesn't produce any income. Okay. Now, do you need active for productive? Absolutely. You need, okay, you need activity. Okay. But this call is actually not productive. Okay. Because it doesn't produce any kind of income. Okay. Can it help you produce income? Yes. But this call specifically is not a call where we're making a sale or where we're closing a deal. Okay. This is a call that gets us in position to make those deals. So this is important that you guys understand. So you got to remember that this call is active. The training calls that you guys do for your teams, those are active. Okay. This is active stuff. Okay. Those team calls that you guys do, all of that stuff, that's active stuff. Productive is income producing activities, right? Which is presentations, events, three-way calls, the things that are going to help you produce an income. That's the difference between active versus productive. Okay. Are the active needed? Absolutely. You can't build the business without the active. I couldn't build my business. Okay. I couldn't build my business if it wasn't for the active calls, if it wasn't for the mornings with Nano, if it wasn't for the leadership calls, if it wasn't for the things that I do on that side. But guess what? I got to also do things that are productive. Okay. Your morning routine is active. Is it amazing? Yes, but your morning routine is active because it doesn't produce any income. You can be active all day if you're not doing productive actions. I could do my morning routine every day, but it won't produce any income unless I do something, at least I take an action that's going to help me produce income. Like my sister said, active helps with the foundation. This is the foundation to the day. Now it's up to you to go do something productive to help you produce the income. In my specific business, what's productive are called IPAs, income producing activities, or what they also call them MMAs, money making activities. Activities that are going to make money, okay? Right? I do a presentation showing people my business, that is productive. That is a productive phone call. Okay. One of my leaders, Melissa, calls me, "Hey, Nano, I got somebody interested in the business. Can I get you on the phone with them?" That is a productive phone call. Okay, Nano, we have an event. We have 10 plus guests showing up. Can you come down and present? Yes, that is a productive action. Nano, three ways: presentations, events. Productive, productive, productive. Why? Because it's producing income. When I'm studying, go live sessions, okay? When I'm watching sessions and studying sessions that can help me money, where I can learn about what to invest into, what NFTs to get into, okay? Go lives are productive, yes. Because there's go lives that help you produce income. They give you plays right on the call. They give you the plays right on the call. So you got to know the difference between the two. Most people are just being active and not productive. They're on all the training calls, they're on all the motivational calls, they're doing everything, but they're not doing the productive. And if you do the difference, you got to understand that you got to know, you got to do a T chart. Do a T chart. Prospecting will be productive. It's an income producing activity. You're prospecting people into your business. All right. So you got to know the difference. And right now we are a part, like, for example, right? If you are in network marketing, put a NM in the chat box if you are a part of a network marketing business. NM, network marketing, NM, right? Put a NM in the chat box if you are part of a network marketing business, you sell a product or service to a network of people, right? We have a lot of network marketers on the call. Okay, let me tell you guys something that you don't know. If you don't know this, network marketing is actually recession proof. Okay, this is a recession proof business. Okay, we are going into a recession. Okay, but our business is recession proof because guess what? We create our income here. Okay, our income is not dependent on the government. Our income is not dependent on a boss. We are our own bosses. Okay, we are in control of our income. Okay, we have compensation plans that have no limit to them. Okay, I am so grateful that I am a part of a network marketing business. Think about how awesome this is. We literally have access to a platform that is giving us the opportunity to be our own bosses, to build our own business, have access to an incredible amount of income. All we have to do is put the work in. No one's limited. Nobody's cutting my pay. Nobody's doing any of this. I'm my own boss. Me. We are our own bosses. We create our income. We create our income. So you need to remember, guys, this summer is not about being active, it's about being productive. Yes, be active. Yes, do your morning routine. Yes, jump on the training calls. Yes, do the leadership calls. But make sure that if you're going to be active, that you're going to be double the productive. Make sure of that. You got to be doing productive calls throughout the day. Yesterday, I was doing productive calls throughout the day. I was presenting to people. I was doing three-way calls. I was prospecting in person. I was doing a lot of productive things yesterday. You got to always find a way to be productive. Okay. So that's number 5. Skill number 5 is needed. Number 6 is perseverance. Skill that you got to develop to reach your full potential. You got to develop the skill of perseverance. Now, why do I say you got to develop the skill of perseverance? Because there's going to be times when you're going to want to give up. There's going to be days where you're going to put in the work, and you're going to get nothing in return. There's going to be times when you accomplish some things and you're going to get no recognition for what you do. But guess what, guys? There's going to come a time and a moment where, because you continue to persevere, okay, because you continue to persevere, you will start to see the difference. I tell you guys this all the time. It took me some time before I actually started to see real results. It took me some time before I actually started to see the real results. But guess what? It was my perseverance. It was my ability to go from failure to failure without losing the enthusiasm. I went from failure to failure, from failure to failure, from failure to failure without ever losing my enthusiasm. I said, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to fail, but I'm going to keep going. This person left my business, but I'm going to keep going. I lost my rank, but I'm going to keep going. I have to start from zero, but I'm going to keep going. I made a bad investment, but I'm going to keep going. My parents, my family, everybody keeps doubting me, but I'm going to keep going. My friends don't believe in me, but I'm going to keep going. 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 I'm going through it. My bank account is overdrafted. My credit score is at 500. I'm going to keep going. 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 That's what perseverance is. One foot in front of the other every time, no matter what was going on. One foot in front of the other. Boom, boom, boom. One foot in front of the other. Adversity's fine. One foot in front of the other. This person left my business. One foot in front of the other. I have no money in my bank account. One foot in front of the other. I'm going through bad financial situations. One foot in front of the other. My girlfriend or my boyfriend broke up with me. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. No matter what happens, perseverance. That's what it is. Just one foot in front of the other. Every time. Whatever it takes. That's what perseverance is. You want to reach your full potential? That's what it's going to take. You got to have perseverance. You got to have it. You got to have it. And having trust that God is going to take those steps with you is so important. I know that every step I take, God is taking it with me. So I'm always like, yeah, we good, God. I'm with you. So whatever you tell me to do, whatever happens along this path, I know that we walking through it together. I'm always protected. I'm telling you guys, one of the biggest decisions I made was building that relationship with God. There's not a step that I take that I don't feel protected and that I don't feel the line. Every step is just so aligned. I'm just like, God, just lead the way. I trust you. There's no better feeling than that. There's literally no better feeling than when you know that you're guided by a higher power. You know that the higher power is taking that whole entire step with you. It's called Godfidence. It's called Godfidence. It's not confidence, Godfidence. Yeah, I just feel so good that I have a higher power, my God, guiding me through this. How grateful am I for that? I trust that every step that I take is guided by Him. Whenever you don't have a relationship with Him, you know what happens? The steps that you take, you doubt them. You're like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I should take that risk. I don't know if Nah, bro. I'm already past that stage. I don't doubt anything anymore. Like I was there before. I get it. Some of you guys have been there before, right? I know what it's like that. Oh, should I make that investment? Should I keep going? I'm already past all of that already. I've passed that test already. Let's just say that. Okay. I know that I need to have 1000% faith in God. And that's the biggest test that most people fail. That's the biggest test that most people fail. I was talking to this with one of my sisters yesterday. The test of faith is going to be the biggest test you take. That's who's going to be the one that determines whether you win in life or not. Is the test of faith. Can you believe in the unseen? Can you believe that the next step you're going to take in life is guided by God, or are you doubting it? That's the truth. I remember that. I stayed in the same place for months for not having trust that the next step I was going to take, that God wasn't going to be there. I had doubt in my heart. I had fear in my heart. I was so fearful. I was so doubtful. I was so scared that if I took that step, everything was going to go wrong. I was worried. But you know why? It was because at that time, I didn't have trust. I didn't have belief. I didn't have faith in God at that time. My belief and faith in God wasn't as strong as it is now. Now I take steps and I know I'm good. I don't even think about it. It's just like, let's get it. This is easy. God, you here with me, right? Yep, I'm right here with you, son. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. I'll take care of the rest. Don't worry. You're protected. Nobody's going to touch you. Nothing's going to happen to you. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen. There's no better trust and feeling than that right there. Every day. That's how it works. You can't have You can't have no doubt, no fear, no nothing. Just take the step and go. If you really believe and you really have faith, you take that risk. If you really believe and you really have faith like you say you do, you take that risk. You take that leap of faith. You go and you run it up and you'll see. But if you don't have that faith, it's because you still don't have that relationship. And that's something you got to build. That's something you have to think. You have to develop. It takes time. Don't get me wrong. I was there too. But I finally got out of it. I had to do it. I was stuck for way too long. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's what happens. God would put you in the same situation over and over and over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. That's how it works. He said, you still don't trust me? You still don't believe in me? Okay, here, another situation. You still don't believe? You still doubt that I'm in control? Okay, here's another situation. You still scared of that step? Here, another situation. Until you have the faith to actually take the steps. You don't believe? Okay, look, I'm going to make you a believer. And the only reason he puts you in those situations is to help you realize what you are capable of. You got to know this. Okay? So you got to have perseverance. Okay? I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for my perseverance. So that's number 6. And then the last and final one, number 7. All right, is excellence. You have to develop the skill of excellence. Develop the skill of excellence. And excellence also has to do with intention. Doing everything with intention, doing everything to the best of your ability, right? Every morning's Nano call I do it with excellence. You know why? Because there might be somebody on this call that's here for the first time. I can't show up and just half-ass this call. I got to show up every day the best that I can because I want to win over the individual that's on this call for the first time. I love that, Melissa. The presence of a storm doesn't mean the absence of God. That's fire right there. I love that, actually. I'm actually going to steal that one from you, sis. Let me actually copy and paste that because I like that one right there. Let me copy and paste that into my notes really quick. It's good stuff right there. The presence of the storm doesn't mean the absence of God. Good stuff, Mel. Good share right there. So we got to develop the key of the skill of excellence. Amen, right? Facts, right, Gustavo? Amen. But you got to understand this stuff, guys. You got to be the individual, right, that is the first one up, last one to go to bed. Okay, you got to be the individual that's sacrificing for everything. Willing to do whatever it takes, doing every call with intention. You know what's my intention when I jump on Mornings with Nano? My intention when I jump on Mornings with Nano is to create an experience for you guys that you guys will never forget. That's my intention. I jump on this call to create an experience for you guys that you guys will never forget. I want you guys to jump on and be like, yo, that call was lit. If you hop off the call and you're like, it's okay, call, and I didn't do my job. But if you jump off the call and you were like, bro, fire emojis, you guys are typing in the chat boxes like, yo, Mornings with Nano was lit today, and you're posting it and everything. I did my job because I created that experience that some of you guys will never forget. I do my best every day to do that because I show up with an intention. Every time I speak, every event that I do, every call that I do, every training I do, I make sure that I make it an intention to create that experience for people. because people forget what you say, but they never forget how you make them feel. I am very intentional with everything that I do. Can I be more intentional? Absolutely. But my intention has gotten me this far. But it's because of excellence. It's because every move has to be calculated. Every little thing has to be calculated. You can't just do things just to do them. You got to do them with excellence. You got to do it with intention. That's what excellence is. Excellence is doing every action and everything that you do with the most intention that you can take it. Every single thing. From the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep. Very intentional. It's called excellence. You know what's the difference between a $300,000 home and a multi-million dollar home? Is that the $300,000 home was just made, oh, we're just gonna make this, boom, boom, whatever, cool. That $1 million home was done with a very specific intention. The way the materials that they used, everything from the kitchen appliances to the dinner table to the chandeliers, everything was positioned perfectly. The view of the city, the view of the ocean, everything is very intentional. That's why it costs more, because everything was done with more intention. Everything was done with excellence. Okay. The difference between staying at the Hilton or staying at the Ritz-Carlton, right? There's a huge difference. The Hilton is not as intentional as it is at the Ritz, right? Nobody's holding the door open for you at the Hilton, okay? But you go to the Ritz, right? Or you go to one of these top, hotels, everything is very intentional. You got people opening the door for you, got people taking your bags in, white glove service, you got people giving you, champagne when you walk in. Hey, you want a glass of champagne, sir? Boom, boom. They take you up to your room. They have notes on the bed when you get there. They have fruits. They got everything is so intentional. The smell is different when you walk into the hotel, valet parking. Everything is very intentional. Everything is so thought out. It's called intention. You could tell the difference when somebody did something with intention and when somebody did something just to do it. You can see the difference. You can see when somebody strove for excellence and you can see when just somebody did it just to do it. You got to know the difference. All right, family. So those are the 7 skills that'll help you reach your full potential. I started from the top one more time. Number 1 was self-awareness. Number 2, leadership. Number 3, writing. Number 4, mindfulness. Number 5, productivity. Number 6, perseverance. And number 7, excellence/intention, I would say. Those are the 7 skills. Oops, sorry. Those are the 7 skills that you guys are going to need in order for you to reach your full potential. Start to work on those daily. Work on your self-awareness daily. Work on your leadership daily. Write in your journal daily. Understand the importance of mindfulness. Number 5 is being productive. Number 6 is perseverance. Number 7 is excellence. All right, family. So put some 7s in the chat box if you guys got value from today's call. If this was a call that you needed, if this was a call that you needed ideas from, teach this to your team now. Pay it forward. There's people in your organization, in your family, in your friend group that need to know how to develop their full potential. This is it right here. This is it right here. All right, family. So that wraps up today's call. Thank you guys all so much for hopping on. My IG familia, thank you guys so much for hopping on, showing love. Keep developing those skills. These skills will really truly help you guys develop your full potential. Remember, we live our whole lives only really tapping in to 10% of our potential, and we leave 90% untouched. These 7 skills will help you unlock that other 90%. Okay. I'm currently working on them myself. I am not somebody that has 100% of it because there are still some skills that I'm working on developing. I'm still developing my skill of leadership. I'm still developing the skill of self awareness. I'm still developing mindfulness and all of this stuff. So these are still things that I'm developing. I still have years and years and years before I actually reach my full potential. So trust me when I tell you guys, we have so much work to do. This is a 10 to 15 year plus journey. I may not reach my full potential till I'm like in my 40s or 50s, who knows? But I'm ready for that. Like I'm here for life, bro. Like I'd rather work on myself for life than work for somebody else for life. And that's a fact. I'd rather do this, work on myself every day for as long as I live instead of going and working for someone else for life. That's definitely not going to be me. I'm going to work on me for life. Leilani was like, that's a fact. I'm with you. All right, family. So I appreciate you guys so much. That wraps up today's call. I hope you guys had a great one. Go out there, have a great day. Like this video if you guys got value from this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. Turn on the post notifications. I really appreciate you guys, tapping in with me each and every single morning. Listen to the podcast as well, guys. I got a podcast that you can actually find on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. You can get it on all those different platforms. I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to give us a quick prayer, and then we're going to go. All right, fam? So everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful day filled with your grace and your abundance. Because you woke us up today, we know that you are not done working on us. And today we truly understood the importance of developing ourselves to the best version of ourselves, because we know that we can only really tap into our full potential when we understand the skills that we got to develop in order to do so. And today you made us aware of the skills that we got to develop. And these are things that we got to work on daily, because we have to develop that self-awareness. We have to develop that perseverance and that leadership skills and all the other skills that you made us aware of today. So we are just so grateful that you are providing us with the information that we need on a day-to-day basis for us to become those best versions of ourselves, so we can tap into our full potential and be able to fulfill our purpose to the best of our ability, because we know for a fact that you don't want us to fulfill our purpose by half-assing anything. I know for a fact that you want us to accomplish it by being the best version of ourselves. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do the best every day to become that best version. So continue to guide us through these steps, God. We are just so grateful to have a leader like you in our lives that's guiding us through each and every single step. We have faith and trust that every step that we take is guided by you, Father. And we know that any challenge or obstacle that we face along the way is only there to make us stronger and only there to help us develop more trust in you, God. So continue to guide us, continue to be there for us, protect us through every single step. We have faith in you, we believe in you always, and we just love you to death for everything that you're doing for us every single day, God. So let's go out there and have a great day. Let's be productive, let's be mindful, let's continue to persevere through all the tough times, and let's go out there and have a beautiful day, God. So we love you, we appreciate you, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, fam. So love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the day, family. Go out there, be great. Step into your full potential. Tap in. Don't allow anybody to tell you, anything that, goes against you. Season 4 is definitely coming for the podcast. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are ready for it. And there's a lot on the way. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. Like the video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. God bless, fam.